Hi, I'm Angus An from Maenam restaurant. We're making pad see ew, one of my favorite recipes from my cookbook, Maenam, A Fresh Approach to Thai Cooking. Together with Fresh Prep Meal Kit, we have adapted this recipe so it's easily executed at home. Follow along and let me show you how to make this. Here's all the ingredients included in your meal kit. To start this recipe, make sure you have water boiling. We're gonna go with pickling liquid first. So in a small pan, we have water, vinegar, sugar, and a pinch of white pepper to give a little savoriness. Give that a stir and let that come to a simmer. We're gonna slice serrano chilies and some bird's eye chilies as fine as you can. In a sharp knife, cut them into nice rings. The bird's eye chili, you can either cut them. If you don't like it as spicy, you can cut it in half and half again. That way, it'll allow itself to pickle and give the flavor into the vinegar. We're gonna put them into our pickling jar. Make sure you use a heat-proof glass jar. When you're working with chilies, especially when you're cutting them, it's really crucial to wash your hands thoroughly with soap. Now that our pickling liquid has been simmering for about a couple of minutes, we're ready to pour it into our pickling jar. Let this cool down on your counter and it's ready to use. Once it's cooled down, you can put a lid on it. It'll keep well in the fridge for about 2 weeks to a month. Now that we have these gailan washed, we're gonna cut them. For the recipe, depending on the size of gailan, you should cut them in half. Keep the leaves by themselves. And depending on the size of the stems, you can cut them in half again. The reason for that is you want them to incorporate well into the noodles. Now that the water is boiling, we're gonna part blanch these noodles. We simplified this recipe this way so you can execute it faster. If you have more time, I prefer you to soak these noodles overnight in water, and that way it'll cook nicely in the wok. For now, we're going to blanch them until they're al dente. Rapid boiling water, put our noodles in. Use chopsticks or tongs, give it a quick stir. You almost prefer to undercook these so you can add a little bit more liquid if you need to in the wok as you're frying them. Now that our noodles are al dente, we're ready to strain. We'll strain the noodles and run constant cold water to cool them down so they don't overcook. Now that the noodles are cooked and cooled, we're gonna glaze them with some dark soy sauce. Pour it in. Dark soy sauce mostly is for color, so you want to mix it well. This gives the pad see ew the nice dark brown color. Your beef comes pre-sliced in a package like this. It's really crucial to open it up and dry it really well. Strain the blood off really well with paper towel. Now that we're ready to stir fry, one pro tip is to have everything within arm reach. Once it starts, it gets really hot and fast. Preheat your wok. If you're using a thin wok like this, you want to make sure it's smoking hot. Add a high temperature oil. I use grapeseed. You want something that's low flavor. Do not use olive oil for this. Add the dried beef and stir fry well. Spread them thin so they cook evenly and brown evenly. Once the beef is browned evenly, add the chopped garlic. Be careful not to burn the garlic, but you want to have a nice golden brown to it. Fold in the chopped gailan and stir fry until soft. Push all the contents of the wok aside, create a well in the middle. Making sure there's enough oil, add the 2 eggs. Using the back of the spoon, stir and scramble the eggs in the wok. When it's beginning to set, fold everything together and add the noodles. Stir fry and fold the noodles with the contents evenly. Add the seasoning. If your noodle is looking a bit dry and tough still, you can add a 1/4 cup of water. Now that we're almost done, we're gonna do a quick taste test, make sure the noodles are cooked through. It's nice and al dente, seasoning is good. We're gonna turn the fan off and we're gonna plate. You should have nice coloration on your beef, nice and golden brown. Portion here is for about 2 people. Split the noodles and everything else nice and even. The fried shallots. Typically, we serve the pickled chilies on the side. So make sure you get nice chilies. And what you'll notice is the smoky flavor of the pad see ew balances really well with the sweet and sour and spicy of the pickled chili. Use a little bit of the vinegar, a little bit of the chilies, and mix it with the noodles really, really well. That's our pad see ew. It's one of my favorite dishes in the book. I hope you enjoy cooking along with me.